Bhagavan Shri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana anavaptam avaptavyam varta eva cha karmani. He says, I have no duty whatsoever in all the three worlds. Yet, even though I don't have anything to attain, or there is nothing that I have not attained, I engage myself in activity. Just now our Narasimhamurthy told from Mundaka Upanishad, he said, what kind of people are the best of the knowers of Brahman? They are those who revel within in the joy of divinity, and without, they are actively engaged in the welfare of the world. All gods, all avatars who come to the world, they come only with this single purpose, to teach man how to realize his or her own divinity. The methods and means may be many, and this seva is one of the surest and the shortest method, shortest route, shortcut to divinity, I always say. Because when we do seva, for that moment at least we have forgotten about our individual self. This I is the one that binds us down. And from this ahankara, mamakara, sakshatkara if one has to attain, one has to first forget one's own individual, limited identification with one's body and mind. And that is where seva comes into picture. During the times when you are doing seva, at that moment of truth, when the food from your hand reaches the plate of the child, you have forgotten yourself. You don't remember. For you, that child and child alone exists. In that moment, you have realized who you are, without you knowing it. Because in that moment of nothingness is all, everything present. So that moment of seva, if you can keep expanding it to every minute of your life, every minute will be an experience of divine realization. This is what seva does to us. You may not know, many of you may not even realize. You might not have read Upanishads and books and on Vedanta, but what you are doing in those moments of service, when for you the whole world shrinks into the eyes of that little child, when your whole life squeezes into that smile of that child, when all that you ever were, are and will be becomes just that act of service to feed that hungry child, you have become one with your divinity in that moment without you knowing it. And many such moments, as they keep happening to you over and over and over again, it becomes one continuous, uninterrupted experience of divinity. And that will happen at some point in time. Seva is the easiest and the fastest and the surest path to divinity. Therefore, I always urge all devotees to engage in seva. Seva which is done selflessly, without any expectations, without any desire of any acknowledgement also is the right seva. So therefore, the first beneficiary of Annapurna breakfast seva is not the child who is getting the breakfast. It's you who is having the opportunity to give the breakfast, and in that opportunity there is this deeper opportunity of realizing your own divinity and being freed from all the bondage of this samsara, all the dukkha, all the tapa, all this disappears in that moment. Tell me, why else would you go in the morning and serve breakfast if you were not benefiting out of it? Therefore, seva has to be done all the time. Somebody came and told me, thank you, Swami, for giving me the opportunity. And I told, thank you for taking the opportunity. Because I give lot of opportunity to do lot of seva. But not everybody is prepared to take the opportunity. Because when you accept this opportunity which is given by God, you make a promise to God. And the promise is to be less and less of your selfish self and more to be like God. And that promise has to be kept up. in every day, every moment living. And that's a big promise, to reduce your selfishness and to become more and more selfless, to become more and more like God, is this opportunity. All of you have taken this opportunity and are doing the best out of it, and that really makes me very happy. When I look at all of you, I see the change that is happening within you also. You have become better human beings than what you were 5 years ago. You have become more compassionate. You have become kinder. You have become more sensitive to others' needs. You have become more divine than what you were. And that is the best gift of Annapurna service that has been given by God to each one of you. And for that sake, you should be really grateful. In times to come, as an activity, this will keep increasing. There is no doubt about it, because I told till the last child is fed, our work is not over. Whether we achieve that in 10 years or 100 years or 1,000 years, it depends. But our work goes on like a river. It keeps flowing and flowing and flowing, never stops. So many more volunteers will come, partners will come, all other support staff will come. It will keep growing across the world, not just in India. That will all happen. But all the time we have to remain focused on the idea, what is happening within me. Outside me, lot of activity is happening. What is happening inside me, you have to ask. Am I becoming a better person? Does it reflect in every thought, word and deed of mine? How I behave with the people around me? What kind of desires I still have? What is the goal of my life? These are the questions that should also be asked within. Because while the children are being fed in their stomach, the nutrition is for the body, your soul has to be nourished too. And that nourishment comes through these acts of service. Lot of governments have taken note of this program now. Many requests are pouring in from all sides. Many more volunteers will be needed in the times to come. Yesterday, a day before, when all these trustees were here and we were having a talk, we were discussing that how this is going to reach every state of the country, how we will need more committed, more dedicated, more sincere volunteers in times to come. But I am sure with your example, the joy that you receive when you do service, when people around you look at you, they should get inspired. I also want to be happy like you people. Tell me, how can I be? Should I buy another car or another house or get married for the third time after 2 divorces? What should I do to become happy? When they ask, you tell them, you don't have to do all this. Just come and serve a breakfast from your heart to the needy children and you will be happy like us. They should get inspired by your happiness. That this happiness comes from inside. Such a simple act of service. Our hospitals need extremely qualified people to serve there. Our educational institutions require certain qualifications and eligibility to teach the children. But what qualification is required to serve breakfast? Just a heart full of love and a mind that is sensitive to the hunger and needs of the children, and hands that are ready to participate and act. Nothing more is the qualification. We all feel hunger and that is our qualification. So we understand what it happens to the other person who is hungry. And children cannot bear hunger. Elders can still manage, they'll drink water and sustain for 2 or 3 days. But a growing child cannot bear hunger. We all have been children at some point of time. And 1 minute's delay in the lunch or the breakfast, we know what happens. Our mothers will be in trouble. So these children don't have anybody to go and ask. And for them, you are the mothers, you are the fathers, you are the brothers, you are the sisters who are looking after them. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Our family is so large. Today our family consists of 5 lakh children, 6,000 teachers and other volunteers, 600 plus Annapurna volunteers. What a large family that you are part of. You should feel very happy and proud that my family has expanded to embrace so many people. And as I hear the people coming and receiving some acknowledgement for the good work that they're doing from so many different parts of the country. Whether you speak Kannada or Telugu or English or Hindi or Tamil or Malayalam or Gujarati or Marathi, all feel the same hunger. That has no difference. Therefore, that hunger is what is uniting us together. In that hunger, we become better humans. Let us continue this service. Let this Ganga of this service of Annapurna, let it keep flowing perennially. Let every child receive breakfast in the morning. That is the minimum we can do as a society. And Annapurna should set that example for all other such institutions to take up an activity like this. I was told by our C. Srinivas, who is handling the Health and Education Trust in the hospitals, that during one meeting with the Prime Minister, when he was explaining to him about all of the projects that were happening, and he asked, what is new, what else Baba is doing? And he explained their educational institutions, healthcare institution, and then came the Annapurna. It's all a part of one brochure, healthcare, education, and nutrition. And he said, it didn't occur to us that breakfast is so important for the school-going children. And this time when I saw the National Education Policy 2020, it's mentioned there that the primary school children should be given breakfast because that improves their cognitive and developmental capabilities. And that made me very happy. And I'm sure in short time from now, government will knock at our doors. They will look at people who can implement this program. Government has the idea, the policy, but some people on the ground who need to implement this would be required. That's when Annapurna will make a lot of sense to the government, because we have a proven model how we can work with the government, how we can inspire and engage the teachers and the local people in that village to take responsibility of the children's breakfast. And that is why it is called a people's movement, a Janandolana. It's not just a trust activity, but it is something in which the whole society, everybody, the government, the society, the institutions, all must participate. And I have given our Annapurna trustees not a target, but some kind of a goal, some kind of a vision, that in 2 years from now, when we meet again, that is the 7th anniversary, Annapurna should be present in every single state of the country, every single union territory. It should have its office, it should have its people, it should have its volunteers. At least a few schools in every part of the country must be adopted or must be served. In those schools, this breakfast service must happen. So I did not give 1 year's time, I gave 2 years' time, knowing the COVID pandemic and its after effects. It will take a while. But let me tell you, this service actually starts making all other services more efficient. When a breakfast is served to the child is more active, is engaged in the studies. The money that is being spent on the child's education, either by the parents or by the government, is utilized better because the child is learning better. The teacher is satisfied because the child is learning, all the teacher's efforts are being fulfilled, and the child is satisfied because the child is becoming more knowledgeable. He is healthier now than before. It means less burden on the healthcare system of the country. With this number of children, the government is really worried about the healthcare facilities that these many children require at all times, and that itself is going to be a huge national burden in times to come. Malnutrition will become one of the biggest impediments in the economic development of the country. And that is when Annapurna will start making sense, because this little effort will go a long way to save the country tremendous expenses on the children's health care. And if something goes wrong, if not prevention, then the recuperation, that cost is even higher. We run hospitals, and it's proven now that the children who are born to mothers who are malnourished, they have higher prospects of their higher possibilities of a congenital heart disease. The holes in the heart are formed in the womb for the mothers who are not well nourished. So you see the kind of impact that Annapurna is having. We may not directly know it, but indirectly it is impacting the entire country in a very, very big way. So consider yourselves very fortunate that you are a part of such a unique and a very efficient and very effective seva. by doing not much. You don't have to pass an MBBS for that. You don't even have to be a postgraduate or a PhD for that. All you have to do is just be a willing, humble, loving volunteer who is ready to dedicate a little time and energy for the sake of children. So simple. In times to come, you will notice this will become one of the largest private trust in the country, which will serve the maximum number of people. The number of beneficiaries will be much higher of Annapurna Trust than most of the other trusts that we run or anybody runs in the country. So that is the fortune that is coming your way. Consider yourself very, very fortunate, very, very fortunate. 5th anniversary is an opportunity for us to take stock of how far we have come, how far we have to go, how much we have changed within ourselves also should be looked into. And if we feel that we have become a better person than before, I think Annapurna service is doing very well. Annapurna mantra, the prayer says, Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham. Bhiksham Dehi Me Parvati. For the sake of Jnana, what Jnana? That I am divine, everything is divine. Vairagya, detachment from selfishness and attachment to selfless activities. Give me that, O Mother Annapurna, it is said. For that sake I pray to you, for that sake I beg you. So this Mother Annapurna, the Seva, is going to give you both the wisdom that you are divine and everybody is divine, and this ability to become less selfish and more selfless in times to come. And that is your gain from this great opportunity. May you continue to work towards the welfare of all. May this work benefit you in terms of becoming better human beings and ultimately becoming divine. May the country like India prosper. May every child be happy. And I should never have to hear such sad statistics as Bhuvna presented in the morning. Very opening statement was so sad. It hurts me when people say India is so poor, India is so downtrodden, and Indian children are hungry and we are the worst in the hunger index. It really hurts me being an Indian. Who wants to hear this about your country? So I think a day should come when we should never have to hear such sad statistics, at least about hunger. It's a basic. In every temple, food was given in our culture. If you are hungry, you don't have to worry. Just walk to the nearest temple, you'll get some prasadam. No other country does this. No other religion does this as efficiently as India. And we have forgotten our culture, and people are hungry in this country. What a sad state of affairs it is. I hope that we have begun with children. Take care of them first, and slowly you should also take care of the elderly at some point in time, but that is the second phase of work. First it is the children. Let us first cover all the children in the country. In times to come, a lot of wonderful partnerships will happen between many other institutions with same motive, government, not just the state government, but the central government, and many other international bodies will also join in this mission to provide nutrition to the children. So a lot of work is coming your way, but don't ever worry, how are we going to do this? What is going to happen? Are we capable, not capable? Never fear, because I am with you all the time. In that act of selflessness, divinity is present. And each of you is equal to me. Each of you is equal to me. Not a piece of me, not a parcel of me, not a part of me. You are equal to me. And therefore, each of you is capable of such great things. But don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever worry. Obstacles will come. That comes in every path. But you can always overcome with this faith, with surrender, with devotion. And I'm sure in times to come, this will become one of the most wonderful seva that is being done by any organization in the country and the world. May you all be happy, may your families be happy and healthy, and may this global family that you are a part of now keep growing to encompass and embrace every single child in this country and the world. With these words of blessings, I conclude.